Welcome to Let's Talk About Health, powered by Focus on Diabetes. Focus on Diabetes partners with accredited doctors to share education and new treatment options, world class healthcare organizations to introduce new technologies and free screenings for diabetic patients, their family, and the community. Now, let's talk about health.
Welcome to Let's Talk About Health. Our guest tonight is Omar Leflore. He is a husband, father, and prostate cancer survivor. Prostate is the second most common cancer in all men. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. Family history, obesity, and just getting older increases the risk of getting prostate cancer. However, prostate cancer rates vary among different groups of people. Unfortunately, Black men have a higher risk of developing prostate cancer and dying from the disease. Different prostate screenings recommendations from various agencies has given providers the ability to control the way they choose to screen and treat prostate cancer. Inconsistencies in disease management lowers the quality of life and increases the disparities that has led to higher death rates for Black men. That's why tonight's conversation is so important. Um, let's welcome Omar to Let's Talk About Health. So, welcome, Omar.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing this evening?
Good, good.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your family, Omar.
Um, like she said, my name is Omar Leflore. I'm 42. I'm from Waterloo, Iowa. Um, my wife's name is Bridget. We have 6 kids together. Um, that's
That's about it.
that's about it.
Boys, girls, girls, boys.
We have so when I met her, she had a daughter named Alexis, and
Okay.
she just turned 29. We have a son named Makai. He'll be 21. Layla is 16. Then we have a set of twins, boy, girl, Ariana and Alina, that are 10. And then Omar Jr. is 8. And
Okay.
he's the one.
Okay. Well, so let's I guess just dive into why you're here. So when were you diagnosed with prostate cancer?
I was diagnosed in 2019.
2019. So were you having problems or just decided, hey, I'll just go and get a checkup?
Well, I was having problems, like I was having a lot of pain, pain down in my like underneath my growing area. I was having lots of pains like sitting and stuff like that. And then I also had a lot of blood in my urine. That was alarming as well. And they kept trying to tell me that there was nothing wrong and they were going to just actively watch me and all these different types of things. But you know your body. So if there's something wrong with it, you know, but they didn't listen at first, that's for sure.
So did that all come from your family doctor or
Well, my family doctor actually tried to have me wait. So so my wife actually sent my sent my case to Iowa City, and they picked it up. And we went through a bunch of loopholes there as well. Like the first doctor I had, he moved to Arizona, didn't tell me. Like I was starting to get warmed up to him. I went to see him twice. In my third appointment, I come back and they said, "Oh, you need to find a new doctor because he moved away." I was like, "Well, like why didn't you tell me? You know, just
right? I mean, did they do any kind of testing, anything?
that first doctor. He didn't even touch me.
No UA, no blood, no nothing.
No.
I will be like, what doctor is that? But we ain't gonna do that. Um, so after between that whole process, how did they get to actually diagnosing and saying, hey, this is the issue, this is what we found?
Okay, so I went through probably like 14 months of testing in Iowa City, just different urine screenings, like pressures for urine, scopes, different procedures. They went into my kidneys, like all types of different things. It wasn't until they biopsied my prostate is when they actually found the cancer, because they missed it on the CT, but when they biopsied me is when they actually found the cancer.
How did they miss it on the CT?
I'm not really for sure because in that year it was like March of 2019. I had a CT. They was like everything's fine, blah blah blah. You can move forward, and I just wouldn't take it. So I called the doctor in Iowa City. He was like, okay, we'll give you a different test. So they sent me to a fertility specialist, and he is the one that did the biopsy on my prostate, and he's the one that found the cancer actually.
So did they ever try to say, "Hey, you don't need to do this biopsy. Don't do that"?
At first they were trying to, but the blood in my urine was so significant that they had to do something. They had to do
So
something.
previously, before, like, did your primary ever talk about like prostate cancer, or when they recommend doing this, kind of like, you know how they do the colonoscopies? Hey, you need to be this age. We'll have you do this. We'll have you do that. Did at any point they even mention prostate cancer or screening or anything?
No, no,
It's
not it.
crazy.
It wasn't until I actually started going to Iowa City, getting my test results back, and I started to read my test results, and my PSA levels would be pretty high, and that was the kicker as well. Like my PSA was double of what it was really supposed to be.
And not one time they said, "Hey, let's do a biopsy, see what's going on. We just gonna
Not
watch it."
not for about 14 months. Like they did scopes and they did all sorts of stuff, and it took them a while to actually do the PSA. Also, it was weird.
Did anybody explain the PSA test to you or your results to you?
Not off the get go, but I actually learned a lot of it myself, so I would know what my level should be and stuff like that.
So
But
where did you get that information though?
oh, from the doctor, he gave me like this website I could go to for like different um information on prostate cancer.
Okay. So after the diagnosis, what were some of the next steps for you? Or they suggested
Well,
or recommended?
they suggested they suggested to remove it right away because of how aggressive it was in me. So pretty much, like if I would not have did the surgery and did all the things I did, it probably would have it probably would have killed me because they said it was like through my genes, so it was like hereditary, so it was passed down through. So that's how they. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't understand.
Did you have a family history, a strong family history of prostate cancer?
Well, I didn't know that I did, but I did. I do, yes, because I actually had one of my uncles just died from it, just recently died from it, and
Wow.
then two of my other uncles had it as well, but I didn't know because they live in different states, and I really don't talk to them like that, so I really didn't know like the aspect of it.
Okay. So after when did you have your surgery?
In July, no, it was October of 2019. I had my first surgery.
How many surgeries have you had?
Maybe like 7, 8, maybe.
Why so many? Did they explain that process to you?
Because just all the different things they were trying to accomplish or trying to figure out. Like I was actually doing a surgery where they were going up into my kidneys, and they punctured a hole in my like it's the ureter tube or the tube from your kidney to your bladder. They were sticking a camera up through there, and it poked a hole in there, and then I had to get stents put in there, let it heal, go back, redo it, catheter, all just
Wow.
all types of different things. But I didn't curl. I just kept going because I needed to figure out.
Like what was going on?
Yeah.
So no chemotherapy or oral chemotherapy or anything that you have to go through.
Mm-mm.
So how is it now? Do you have to follow up monthly, every 3 months, 6 months, every year?
Well, now I go every 6 months, but I still have a lot of, well, the blood in my urine still hasn't stopped. So is the that's the kicker, because if the blood wasn't in my urine, they would have never even thought about prostate cancer. They'd have never even biopsied me, and I actually still have the blood in my urine to this day.
Do they do any other scans after?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like I had a test just this past Monday where I went down to Iowa City and did a bunch of tests and stuff, and they said that everything is normal, all my levels are fine, everything is okay, but I still urinate a lot of blood.
So how has being diagnosed with prostate cancer affected, family, your relationships and everything now?
It's hard because I don't think 90% of people know what the prostate actually affects, and it's just like you're like, oh yeah, it's just another cancer, blah blah blah, but it really affects you in ways that you cannot explain. Like your prostate is the nerve that controls your penis, right? It controls everything that goes with your penis, and if you don't have one, then what? So a lot of people I talk to about it are like, well, I would just rather die. I would rather die and still be able to use it as like it's not like dead or whatever. Like it works, of course, but it's just not like how it used to be, like a super spontaneous type of thing like that.
But are there like treatments or like any
Yeah,
recommendations to help with that then?
mhm,
I'm
yeah,
like, dying from cancer is not a pleasant
right,
way to die.
right, right.
So if anybody says, "Oh, I'd rather just," crazy. Well, I'm crazy. So with everything that you've been through, how do you
Mhm.
feel about your treatment by the healthcare system, starting from when you first started having the issues, you went to your primary, and kind of it's like you guys had to advocate for yourself because they really weren't trying to hear you out. Like you said, you know your body, and people know their
Mhm.
body. You know when something's not right and when something's wrong.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't, sadly to say, it wasn't until I got away from this area, the Cedar Valley. Like when I went to Iowa City and Mayo was when I got 90% of my answers.
It's crazy.
And
So
like
the
the
advice
doctors
you would
here, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. What about the doctors here?
They just wanted to like actively watch. Like they were like, "Oh, I'll see you in 6 months." Like, well, there's all this blood in my urine. It's got to be coming from somewhere. You want me to come back in 6 months?
Did they ever send you to like nephrology, not nephrology, but urology here?
Hmm.
And they just wanted to watch too?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you
Yeah.
ever have to follow up with any of the providers here in the Cedar Valley or just primarily everything's Iowa City now?
Primarily, pretty much everything's Iowa City. I actually do have a new primary um, doctor here that actually took my case. He was actually interested in taking my case to try to help me figure out
That's good.
um, my life going forward. Yep, he's awesome actually.
Oh, so that's good. It is hard to find a good one. And at
Mhm.
least, especially somebody, a provider that you trust, that's willing to kind of listen
Right.
to you and pretty much have your back.
Hmm.
Um, so explain how it was telling your family you had cancer.
Um, it was tough. He's explaining that c word to kids, they automatically think the worst, and it was tough, but I wasn't going to
Did you
let it.
tell everybody? Did you tell them right away?
No, I did not.
How long did you wait?
Um, Probably 6 months, maybe.
6 months? Had you
Hmm.
started having surgeries before then or after then?
Um, well, my younger kids I didn't tell right away, but my older ones I told right away. I just kind of broke it to them because when I first got diagnosed, my oldest son was he was a sophomore in high school, and when I told him, he kind of took it rough, and he just went like he dove head first into football and never really like that was his
Until you
outlet.
probably got until you got to a point where you know what, I'm cancer free, just kind of checking up, where they kind of get to that point then.
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you been cancer free now?
So I had my last final test. What was it like a year and a half ago or whatever, for like the scan that supposedly tells me if I have other cancers to worry about or anything like that.
Which scan? Which one is that?
It's well, it's the test that I just did Monday as well. It's like they do like a scan of like my torso and like all that type of stuff, and then they did another scope to make sure everything was okay. They just like do different tests on like just on my stomach area.
Okay. So is
But
it something
but
like a prostate?
I don't trust those CTs though, because they missed it the first time on the CT. So it's
So I
like,
wonder if what you're doing now is some nuke med scanning um, that they do. Does it show up like if anything highlights in a certain area and they go back and explain all that to you?
yep.
Okay. Um, okay. Did you have to do counseling or anything after? Or
Huh?
even during the process?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Any type of counseling for you and your family, either during the process, after, when you were diagnosed and had your surgeries?
Um, you said cancelings. My phone
You're
was
in
breaking.
counseling.
Oh, I did counseling for myself, but nobody from my family actually did counseling.
Okay. Was it helpful, you think?
Yes, because I was in a really really tough spot because like with everything that was going on, and then they still give you the run around. I still really had no answers. So yeah, I was still kind of in a tough place.
But so did your providers suggest, hey, maybe you should try some counseling, or they just pretty much like, whatever?
Well, my primary, he told me whatever I need, he's got me. So when I told him about I think I just need to talk to somebody about different things and get some stuff off my chest or whatever. He wrote me a script for it, or to like, what is it called, my referral letter to him
Yeah.
right away, and that's how that happened.
Okay, well that's good, because you know a lot of people like they don't want to do therapy or think therapy is, you know, like not something that they are either even interested in or want to do, or counseling.
Yeah, well, yeah, a lot of men for sure, black men in general, um, they're gonna hold back and not be 100% forward because they don't want to think, they don't want people to think they're weak and stuff like that. But it's not that. I promise. Like when you get that, when you get that kind of help, but it helped me. I can't speak for everyone, so, but
Okay.
it helped me a ton.
Okay. You used to coach for the Ball Dogs. Don't know what that is, but I bet you got something to do with the Cedar Valley.
Hmm.
Are you still coaching?
No, actually, I stepped away once I got sick. And yeah, Maine used to coach the Ball Dogs. That was a really good team. He was a really good coach. We coached the Waterloo Warriors for like 4 years, and then I got sick, and then I never actually went back.
Are
To,
you? Do you ever plan on going back?
I thought about it, but no, I haven't. I haven't planned on going back. I thought about
Why
it really, really
not?
hard. Um, I don't know. It's just like my whole mental. Like I like to get out and run with the kids and like do all that type of stuff, and it's like I can do it, but I can't do it like I used to. So,
Oh,
but I could do it just for kids. I like I like the aspect of like coaching kids and making kids better and teaching them different things and just giving back.
Well, see, that's good. I think you should do that because I'm not originally from the Cedar Valley, but I kind of noticed some stuff. They kind of clicky a little different. But I think if you was good at it, I think you should get back into it. You know, you can pace yourself. Um, did
Right.
they ever suggest, hey, getting back out, trying to get as active as you were before you got diagnosed, or even after you got diagnosed and went through everything with prostate cancer?
Um, I need to because of how grateful I am for everything that I've overcome. So I really need to get back to doing stuff and just being myself. And
And then what about at least speaking to some black men about prostate cancer? Because the first thing you say prostate cancer to a guy, the first thing that come to mind is, I'm not letting anybody do that to me. Not back there. You know what I mean?
listen, listen. Hey, if that's how you got to save your life, hey, you got to save your life, bro. Like, but it's not even like that now, though. It's like they can pretty much draw your blood and do it, and then tell. But man, if you have to get your prostate checked, you need to do it.
Okay. Because they always, be feeling a certain type of way when it comes to that. And then what advice would you give them? Like, as far as like men's health and just doing what you got to do, even if you have to advocate for yourself, because some people will be like, okay, this is what my doctor want to do, this is what I'm going with, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Hmm. Well, just like everyone knows their body, just don't wait and just don't let people tell you that your symptoms aren't what they are, because they try to tell me my symptoms didn't match or whatever. It wasn't for like the stuff my body was doing, it didn't match what was going on or whatever. And then once they finally tested me, um, it come back to be stage 3 prostate cancer. So it was
Okay.
just don't wait. If you have pains, go. Your body. Don't let somebody tell you differently. If you
Right.
feel like if you feel that bad, go to a different doctor. That's what second opinions are for too. So
Right. You ever have any problems or any issues with the insurance during the whole process, um, with
yeah.
with your prostate cancer?
Hmm. Yeah, like a lot of things aren't covered. You'll have different procedures and stuff done that's actually not covered under insurance, and you have to pay that. You have to pay that yourself out of pocket.
So, did that delay any treatment or any surgery?
Yeah, actually, I was actually going to Mayo, and I want to say my bill got up to it was like 4 grand or whatever, and then they wouldn't see me anymore after that because my bill had reached 4 grand. But it's
But
not
I
like
mean, do
I
they
was.
have any like assistance or
Hmm.
something to help?
Yeah, they had payment plans and all that type of stuff, but yeah, they want their money like right away, and I wasn't even fully back working yet to even give them their money. Um, so it was just tough. It
Was
was
there
tough.
any difference in Iowa City?
Um, Iowa City actually doesn't cut you off once you get up so far. See, I went to Mayo because Iowa City couldn't figure out where my blood was coming from, so they sent me to Mayo. I went to Mayo for 2 years, and then I went through all the testing again at Mayo. Never figured it out, and still sitting here,
And they still charging.
still charging. That's why I'll be like, I'm not coming back until y'all can figure this out for sure.
There's a question in here, Lachelle or
Okay.
Oliver Shell. How long were you bleeding before you were seen by a doctor?
Probably about a year. Way too long. I should have went. Um, Probably about a year.
That is a long time.
Yeah,
So, I
way
mean, you go
way too
in
long.
for a year and you still complaining, hey, I got this blood in my urine, I got this blood in my urine. It's like, oh, it's nothing. We'll just watch.
Hmm.
Wow, that's crazy. Um, so what's your outlet to balance things out for your, what did she say? What's your self care?
which oh, okay, I see it down there.
Yeah.
My outlet to balance, just actually work. I work a lot. I don't know if that's an outlet, but I work a lot and I just hang out with my kids, just spend time with my family, just be grateful for all the time that I have or that I've had with them. Um, so I don't drink or anything like that, so I don't really have like,
You ever
I
thought
will,
about it? No.
I will, but I don't like,
Not even in the beginning stages,
oh yeah, for sure.
or well, in I think in Mayo they have legal different stuff to kind of
Mhm.
help when it comes to pain and stuff like that. But if it helps, no. But I think work. Well, what do you do for work?
I'm a shipping and receiving operator at World Class Industries in Cedar Falls.
Is that like that's not a lot of heavy lifting and stuff like that, is it?
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Okay.
I pretty much just load and unload trucks, do a lot of paperwork and
Well,
stuff.
loading and unloading is a little active,
Yeah, it's
right?
a little active. Driving, yeah, driving a fork truck. Yeah,
Okay, it's not bad. That's pretty good.
yeah.
So what do you guys like? You and your family do in the like free time after everything that's happened?
So free time. So pretty much ever since I was sick, we uh, do this Wisconsin Dells trip once a year, every year now,
That's
and
nice.
that's kind of fun. I turn into a really big kid when we do that for sure.
Okay. So do you have these type of conversations now with any of your male friends when it comes to prostate cancer and getting checked like you're
Yes,
supposed to?
yes,
What's
yeah.
their reply now?
Um, but sometimes they be like, "Oh, are you drilling me?" Blah blah blah. No, I'm just concerned. I just care, want you to be, don't go through what I went through, and just stay up on top of stuff.
That's right, because did they? Well, I know you said they said your type of prostate cancer was aggressive, but they did
Hmm.
catch it, at least in
Hmm.
time to where it wasn't so bad. Like,
But it's actually aggressive in African American men. It's like whatever gene or whatever we have in our body, that type of cancer in particular is like really aggressive. Like breast cancer, um, that's really bad in African American women. I mean, that's like the same because because Caucasian women too. It's like it's unreal. That breast cancer is it's scary, but um, like for instance, so my doctor was telling me he had a patient that was like 70 years old, Caucasian American man. Had They did test on him. He had prostate cancer. He didn't even know he had prostate cancer, but he was 70 years old living with it, and it wasn't a worry. But me, on the other hand, 38 years old, African American male, stage 3 prostate cancer,
oh,
really, really aggressive. It's just something in our gene, I think,
okay,
or what I
um,
was reading. I know
okay,
some articles.
you're right. Where do men normally get their healthcare advice? A lot of people are like, oh, we go to churches or they say barbershops. Where do they really get that information when it comes to men's health? Good men's health information.
um, they they don't they don't men don't go to the doctor. They like a lot of the men I know don't go to the doctor, don't take care of themselves. It's not taking care of themselves. They just, they just keep going, and it's not like it's not a sign of weakness if you go and get help, or if you need help, or if you're in pain, or like whatever. Just get help, whatever help you need. Don't be
Okay.
scared.
So if we wanted to reach out to more primarily African American men,
Hmm.
to get this information out to them, where should we start? Or at least, or even if we try to do something to kind of get that information out, where should we start? Because we don't want our black men dying from this because it's a curable cancer.
It is. It's really curable. Um, I just do a lot of research reading on the there's like different websites you can go on and look it up and just stay on top of like make sure you eat decent. You don't eat a lot of sugars. Don't eat a lot of because like cancer lives off of mucus and sugar. So if you got a lot of mucus in your body, you got a lot of sugars in your body. Those are the two things that cancer thrives off of. So you might want to
Okay.
keep that out of your body. Just different things. But if people want to like reach out to me and know like the websites I read on, I can like give them up.
You have to pop them in there. Are you in remission or still currently suffering from prostate cancer? Question. That
I'm
popped
actually in
in there.
remission. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So where should we reach out to our Black guys? And like, look, should we wait till the weather's nice and just run up on them everywhere? Or like, you know how they do different stuff in the park and different
Mhm.
events. Um, just a way to reach them so that
That would probably be the best route because like if you go to like a doctor's office and try to hand out stuff or different things like that, you probably won't see too many African American men as a
Oh,
doctor.
and them doctor's office be acting kind of funny too. So,
Right.
so what are some of the websites that you go to get your information?
So like it's like the Cancer America site. Um, they got a lot of different things on there. There's a lot of information on the Dr. CB sites. Um, there's a lot of information on there about African American men and prostate cancer and just lung cancer, breast cancer, all sorts of cancers. How to
Mhm.
catch it, um, like just how to catch it early, different signs,
Yeah.
different things to eat, just
Okay.
everything.
Did you have to do any chemo or radiation for treatment? None of that. That's a blessing. That is a real blessing. Um, did they ever try to recommend anything other than surgery?
Mm-hmm.
So what were some of the alternative treatments that they suggested or recommended for you?
Like they always wanna give you the chemo and stuff like that.
That
Um,
would have been an even higher bill,
I know,
depending on
right?
how long you would have had to do the treatments.
Yeah, but yeah, because my very first surgery, it was tough. It was tough. Um,
How long were you out after your first surgery?
10 months.
Could you at least kind of be out, not well, out and about, or at least up and just
Yeah,
doing normal activities?
I was up and moving around, but I had like a couple other procedures that were done right away after. So they put like so I did a surgery to remove the cancer and stuff like that. Then they found a hernia down there, so they went down in there and they removed that. But they put a mesh in right where my bladder and like everything is at, and
Is it still
then
the mesh still there?
the mesh still there, just holding
They keep
everything
an eye
in.
on that.
Yeah, yeah, it's just kind of just holding everything in there, bladder, all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay, what is this? Okay, well, we want to give something away.
Hmm.
We have a ancestry kit for the person who the prostate cancer screening age for Black men. So I think it's popped up here. Um, hmm, can I win that? But I'm not a Black man. I'm a woman. So I don't see any name in there. Who knows the age for prostate cancer screening age? If you can put the answer in the chat for me, please, or for us, please. I think it'll pop up at the bottom somewhere. If everybody want to give us a couple answers or your answer. Omar, you can't help with this answer either, so don't give it out.
I almost typed it in the little chat.
I don't see any answers. Well, maybe you might have to give the answer out there. And Omar, is there anything else that you would like to share? Information out there for people watching? Reach out to some of these Black men that be having issues with going to get checked out and get a checkup.
I think every Black man should go by at least by the age of 40. To get that.
But do you think that should maybe be lowered at some point, at least for African American men?
Yeah, I was gonna say between 30 and 40 would be a good age to go just to go get screened just to make sure.
Okay. I agree, because it seems like for us African Americans, some of the prominent cancers that's out there are the ones that's killing us because we don't want to go get checked.
Right.
So, and as always, you got to know your family history. So do you have those conversations with your boys now, or as they continue to get older, so they know?
Yes, I think my 21-year-old, he should probably get checked about 25, especially since I had prostate cancer at 38, as aggressive as
Because that's
it was.
young.
Yeah.
That's young. Well, did we only get one answer?
Let's see.
I don't know how to go back in, but it looks like Sonia.
Yeah.
Got it right. Sonia, I'll take your prize if you don't mind. But I think, is there anything else you want to share out? It's all good information. If we do something like put something on, you're gonna come talk to these Black men, right, and help us out?
For sure.
Okay, perfect. Because they see a bunch of Black women and they like, whatever. But
I mean, it's all the same, like colon cancer, prostate cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer. It's all cancer. It's all bad, So
yeah,
no matter who it's coming from, it should always be positive.
you're right. Well, thank you, Omar. I think that was awesome. And there's another one, like breast cancer. If you do have a family history of breast cancer, that's another risk for prostate cancer in men too. So if you have like mom, grandparents, cousins, some on your side, mom or dad side, that have breast cancer, you'd be a little bit more prone to having prostate cancer too.
Okay.
Well, congratulations. Did they ring the bell for you when you were done after all the surgeries? So that's great. So, and again, thank you for coming on and talking to us and helping us try to get more info out on prostate cancer, especially in Black men. Okay.
Okay. You're welcome. No problem.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.